In today's video, I want to talk about how translation apps such as Google Translate or just the translation app on your phone could actually be making you more confused and could even make you speak less fluently. So let's get started. Now I want to start by sharing a story. This is a story about one of my ex-clients who works in a structural engineering company. She's a fantastic project manager. She's very organised. She's amazing at what she does. But when we first met, she was worried about her English. And even though she'd worked in engineering in her country, she wasn't familiar with technical terms in English. Now, when we first met, she was using Google Translate a lot. Every time a new word came up, she would go straight to Google Translate to translate it and understand the word. Now, I'm sure this is what many of you do. You see new words, you're worried, you don't have time, you're busy at work, so you translate. It's a quick, easy solution. However, one day she was reading an email which included the word thread, like this. She went to Google Translate, she typed in thread, translate, and the word that came up was thread, as in a needle and thread. When you want to do some sewing, you use a needle and thread. She was confused. Since when did engineers use needles and threads to create buildings? So she thought, maybe it's an idiom. We have these strange phrases in English which can often be confusing. But no, it wasn't that. We had a class and she said, Sarah, what does this word mean? I don't want to ask my colleagues because I don't want to look stupid. In an engineering context, they were actually talking about this. This is a screw. On the screw, going round and round, is the thread. This is what helps you to screw it in to different things. A completely different meaning. And to add more confusion to this, there's also another definition of thread. On social media, if somebody puts a post and then there are lots of comments replying to that post, this is a thread. In an email, imagine you get one email, you reply, they reply back, you reply. This series of emails is a thread. So there are many different meanings of the word thread. If you just translate directly, it's going to cause confusion, right? So what's the solution? If you see a new word in an email or something that you're reading, stop. Don't reach for Google Translate. And just read again, okay? Try to work out the meaning of the word from the context of the sentence. What's the general topic that they're talking about? Look at where the word is in a sentence. Is it a noun? So a person, a place, a thing? Or is it a verb? Is it an action in the sentence? Try to work out the meaning. Now, even if you don't get the real actual meaning, at least when you do look it up in a dictionary, which I'll talk about later, you'll know which meaning of the word is the most relevant. Another great thing that you can do is to use ChatGPT or AI. I'm sure lots of you use ChatGPT and AI to help you at work, maybe to just correct any mistakes in an email. I hope you don't use it to write whole emails for you, but we can use ChatGPT as a tool. If you can't work out the meaning from the context where you read it originally, you can ask G to create example sentences using this word. And even better, write the context. So for example, in engineering. As you can see here on my AI app, it's actually created the different contexts. We've got technical and engineering. So this is actually the definition that we're looking for. The screw won't fit because the threads are stripped. It makes more sense here. You could probably work it out from the meaning. Could be in sewing, which was the first example. Social media, online. So many different meanings, but AI apps like this can really help you to learn the meaning from the context, and this is such a valuable way to learn. Now, you still can't really understand it from the context, then I would suggest going to English dictionary. If you can understand this video, then you should be using an English to English dictionary. Dictionaries are more reliable and they give you more information than a simple translator. So if we look here, thread, this is a great dictionary. I'll put the link to it in the description. There we have definitions. So the first is the needle and thread. We've got a great picture here. And then finally we scroll all the way down here and then we see the thread. Okay, so this is the thread. And it's great that we've got a picture and it makes sense and we can confirm it with the dictionary. But you can see even if you go straight to the dictionary and not a translator, it's not the most common meaning of the word. This is going to happen a lot in technical contexts. And if you still don't get the word now, then and only then can you translate. And please don't just use any translator. It's best to use an online dictionary. So English to your first language, it's going to give you example sentences so you can really get an understanding of the word. You're probably thinking, Sarah, that's going to take me ages. I'm busy. But think of the long term. This might take longer in the short term. The more you do it, it will become much easier and much quicker as well. Plus, you'll get a better understanding and feeling of what that word means. And that means that you're more likely to use it accurately when you actually do speak and write in English. And if you're always translating from English to your first language, English to the first language, we're building these connections in the brain between English and your first language. So when you're speaking, because you may use the translation of a different word in your first language to English, so you don't use it correctly, and if you're always translating, you're more likely to hesitate when you speak, so you'll be less fluent. And you might be doing this subconsciously as well. If you're always translating, your brain gets used to translating automatically. So you're more likely to make that mistake and use the word in the wrong context. So often in life, taking the slightly more difficult route might take longer in the beginning, but it will make your life so much easier in the long term. So my challenge to you is this. Next time you see a word that you don't understand, don't go to the translator straight away. First, try to work out the meaning from the context. If you're really not sure, ask your AI friend to give you some example sentences to see if you can work it out. If not, go to the English to English dictionary, and then, and only then, if you really don't understand, then and only then can go to an English to your first language dictionary. And in general, the more you read, the more you listen to English, especially around your area of expertise, you're going to even learn words subconsciously and you will better understand the meaning and be able to use it more accurately too. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you're working in the UK and you're struggling with your English, if you'd like personalised support, let's have a chat. I offer a free trial coaching session. I'll put the link in the description. Thanks for watching and I will see you on the next video.